Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of My Name is Dad. I am your host, Brandon Benson, and in the studio, back for our Super Bowl episode, is Mr. Brody Benson.
Hello.
So before we get started here, let's quickly do the sponsor, which is Point B Grading and Turfgrass Maintenance LLC in the Phoenix area. It's almost baseball season. Spring training is right around the corner, like 2 weeks away. Everyone's trying to get their fields ready. Baseball fields, softball field, infields. I can come out and laser grade all that stuff for you. Check out the website at pointbgrading.com and send an email at pointbgrading@gmail.com. All right, this is our Super Bowl episode. It is Super Bowl 60. And as I mentioned earlier to Brody, I can't believe it's number 60 already. I remember Super Bowl 30. Maybe what's your most memorable Super Bowl that you can think of, Brody?
Mine has to be the when the Patriots came back. I was little, but still.
Oh yeah, against the Falcons.
Yeah, but still, just watching it, I kind of got bored. But when the Patriots came back, that was such a big deal, and that's probably the one that I remember the most. Other than that, I don't know why, but the Rams Bengals one in 2020 or 2021 kind of came up, but. After that Falcons one, it was just kind of it was the Rams Patriots, and that was boring. There's a couple boring ones, but probably that Patriots Falcons one was the one that I remember the most.
Yeah, we were talking that the first Super Bowl that I remember was before Super Bowl 30. I said I think it was the first one the Bills went to when the Bills lost on the missed field goal at the end. Can't remember that kicker's name right now, but the Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls. I kind of remember all those
and lost all of them.
Yeah. The one I do kind of remember is when the first one for Tom Brady when they beat the Rams because the Rams were really, really good and they were favored big time in that game. And the Patriots came out and won that one. Adam Vinatieri kicking it right at the end.
Yeah.
That would have been maybe 2001, 2000, something like that.
We're just hoping for a better Super Bowl than last year when the Eagles whooped the Chiefs.
Yeah, sometimes the Super Bowls are blowouts.
Yeah.
It does happen, actually.
Why do you
used to happen a lot. But.
Do you just think that the team is just that much better than the other team, or just why?
Yeah, I think it's just that the one team is just clearly the best.
Yeah,
and that's just how it works out. There have been some really close games, like the ones with the Patriots and Seahawks when Russell Wilson threw the interception right at the end. But yeah, the Cowboys ones, they were pretty much blowouts. The 49ers, when they used to win Super Bowls, they were blowouts and all that stuff. So a lot of blowouts used to happen. I remember I think the Seahawks whooped the Broncos one year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully it's a good game, but we'll see. So this year's Super Bowl 60, the New England Patriots are facing the Seattle Seahawks in Santa Clara, California, basically San Francisco.
Usually the Super Bowl is in a dome because of the weather and stuff. But do you think that the weather is going to play a part in the Super Bowl?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be pretty dry.
Yeah.
It's dry here. I think it's going to be. There's no chance for rain or anything in San Francisco. It might get a little dewy or whatever. But I think that a lot of Super Bowls have been played outside. In the Rose Bowl, I mentioned that one was played in Sun Devil Stadium. If they played in sort of a colder area, yeah, there definitely will be a dome. They played one in Minnesota. They did play one in New York, though, and that one's outside. But usually, it's a bowl game. Most bowl games are in nice weather areas. It's just that, New Orleans, the Superdome, and Atlanta, the Georgia Dome or whatever it is a dome, obviously.
Yeah.
I know the one in Houston's a dome. So, I don't know. I like the outdoor stuff, actually, personally myself. So I don't know. I kind of like it being outside.
Yeah, I don't really mind it.
All right, but before we break down the game and make our picks, we'd like to talk about our Arizona Cardinals and the latest news going on with the Cardinals. The Cardinals have hired a new head coach, Mr. Mike LaFleur. If that name sounds familiar, his older brother is Matt LaFleur, who is the head coach for the Green Bay Packers. Now, Mike LaFleur has been the offensive coordinator for the Rams the last couple years. He was offensive coordinator for the Jets before that when Robert Saleh was the head coach there. And then he was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers under Kyle Shanahan. Brody, what do you think about the hire and the hiring process for the Arizona Cardinals?
I think it's a good Cardinals hire. I think it was the best the Cardinals could have done because, yes, he's not probably the best head coach in the cycle, but none of those really good like head coaches like Robert Saleh, John Harbaugh, none of them wants to go to the Cardinals. So I think this is probably the best the Cardinals could do because they got a guy in division. He's learned from Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, who are really good offensive coaches. And he has an older brother that is in the NFL and already coached for the Packers, and the Packers are not a bad team. And the coaching, like
carousel
or something.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't like that the Cardinals take a lot of time, but I really don't mind it. I think the only thing is they had him in Arizona, and they could have just gave him the contract right there.
Yeah.
But they risked pissing him off and sending him home, and then wanting the Seahawks OC to come here, and they were going to give him the job if he wanted to come here.
Yeah.
And that gave time for Mike LaFleur to get mad and go back to the Rams or something like that. So I don't really mind it, but I just think that they kind of risked it a little bit. But to be honest, I think it's the best that the Cardinals could have done, unless they paid one of the really good coaches lots of money. But I really don't mind it. And it just sucks that if you take your time now some of those big coordinators aren't there now.
Yeah.
But for the Cardinals, I really don't mind it, to be honest.
Yeah. It's just that the Cardinals are one of the worst franchises in the NFL and have been. Like I said, when I was growing up as a kid, the Cardinals were the doormat of the league. They were the Browns. They were the Lions, maybe even worse. The Cardinals are the oldest NFL franchise. Started in Chicago, went to St. Louis, and then went to Phoenix. And they have no Super Bowl wins, and they have never had an NFL MVP. And they're the oldest NFL franchise. It just tells you how kind of terrible this franchise is. Again, they were part of, when I was growing up as a kid, they were part of the NFC East because that's when they were in St. Louis and stuff. And they got last place every year. I mean, they were just absolutely the doormat of the league. So it was a little, I don't really care who the coach is as long as he wins. We got to win somehow. But I was a little, it's kind of disappointing that, the Sean McDermotts, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, these guys have no interest in the Cardinals at all. They that's where people go to, careers go to die in Arizona, the only one who's really kind of successful was Bruce Arians kind of recently. Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. For the Cardinals, I think it's a good hire because none of those big guys want to come to Arizona.
Yeah. So, and then the Cardinals sort of explained that the reason they took so long and they wanted to talk to a lot of people, part of it was because they just kind of want to see, they wanted to get a little insight, a little, information on all the other teams and how they're doing things and how they operate and, how this coach from this team would want to do it here and how is it different from what they're doing. Again, they only needed to talk to one more coach, Clint Kubiak from the Seahawks, and they already could have hired, Mike LaFleur. So, but it is a division rival, so maybe you did really want to talk to him.
And they knew, I know the Cardinals knew that he did not want to go there. He made it clear that he does not want to be for the Cardinals, and he's going to take the Raiders job because they have the first overall pick and stuff like that. Yeah. So I just, to me, it just seemed like it just shows Mike LaFleur that they're not all in on him kind of, and he could have went back to the Rams. I don't know. Yeah,
I just think it's just. I think we just got to have a little patience with this one. Yeah. We had a little patience with Gannon and Cliff Kingsbury, so we got to do it all over again. But yeah, we got to figure out that the team, the offensive side of the ball. I mean, we have Trey McBride. Yeah. And it seems like that's about it.
I mean, Michael Wilson popped off.
Michael Wilson did pop off.
1,000+ yards.
Yeah. But he's a good player, but he's not like a franchise star player.
And hopefully Mike LaFleur can get Marvin Harrison Jr. to pull up some Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams number. Hopefully. We're praying for that. Yeah. You're praying for that. Yeah.
So I don't know. This next year, I just want to be competitive. I don't know what's going to happen with quarterback. I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to stay around. People are talking like maybe they might keep him for another year just because there's no other options. There's no one else in the draft, really.
Yeah, they're just saying that they might keep him for another year because he's the best option, and stuff like that.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's what's going on with their Cardinals.
I was going to say, the one Super Bowl that the Cardinals were in, that was a pretty good Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was a good one.
When they barely lost to the Steelers on that last play or something like that.
Well, they and you think about it, the Cardinals actually should have won that game because Kurt Warner threw a pick six right before half. And then, what was it, Plaxico Burress or whoever, tiptoed in at the very last second for the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
So they should have won that game. But that was a good Super Bowl too. I remember that one because I remember thinking the Cardinals are in the Super Bowl. Like the Cardinals are, they're trash. They barely even make the playoffs. They get lucky if they make the playoffs. How can they be in the Super Bowl? This is stupid. They're playing the Steelers.
And they almost won.
Yeah. All right, well, let's break down the game and make our picks for the game, and then after we're done kind of breaking it down and make our little our cover pick, we'll do some fun sort of prop bets at the end here. All right, Brody, you want to go first?
So you want to like explain the game kind of, or and then choose my team, or choose it first and then explain.
Whatever you want to do, Brody.
Well, I have the Seahawks winning.
Yeah.
Again. Last week I said that the Seahawks have kind of not really played in the playoffs, and they just kind of just eased their way there. And the Rams really, really had a fight to make it there. And the Patriots same. They had to beat a tough Steelers team, but not really. Then they had to beat a good Texans team, and then last week they had to go to Denver. It was like 13-10. It was snowy. They barely got out of that game. I think that the Patriots, not luck, but kind of Cinderella run kind of ends now. The Seahawks team is, I think they're probably fully healthy. They're not really that banged up. It's closer. They played in San Francisco before. The team just looks a lot better. They're playing amazing right now. That defense, I think it's just going to lock up this Patriots offense. I don't think they can really do much against them. And I just think that the Seahawks are in a better situation than the Patriots, so I have the Seahawks winning.
Yeah, I like the Seahawks also. I got the Seahawks -4.5. I just really think the Seahawks are a better team. Now, the Patriots have had a historical easy season.
Yes, they have the easiest schedule.
The easiest schedule in the NFL. At the end of the year, after all the games were played.
And they played a Broncos team that had Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, it was a couple years ago when the Eagles kind of had the same thing, and they played the 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
And Brock Purdy, remember, hurt his arm, and they had Christian McCaffrey playing quarterback and stuff.
And they won, and they were talking all this, and then got blown out by the Chiefs.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of reminds me of that sort of situation where it was something that, it was 60 or 70% of the games the Patriots played. The head coach for the opposing team got fired at the end of the year.
Yes.
And in the playoffs, they had they had to face the Broncos, a backup quarterback, and all this stuff. So it just doesn't seem like maybe the Patriots are that well tested. Again, the Seahawks had a blowout against the Niners, so they didn't really play that game. They did kind of handle the Rams, which the Rams was probably the only team that could probably beat them. So I think the Seahawks are well rested. Both teams probably have some sort of idea of how to handle the Super Bowl and the break and how they're going to schedule practices and all this stuff. So to me, that's kind of even. But I think Seahawks have a good defense. Seahawks are without Zach Charbonnet. But I don't know if that's going to be a big factor. It wasn't a big factor in the Rams game. But I think the biggest difference amongst these teams, both have a pretty good defense. The Patriots offense has not been playing well in the playoffs. It seems like they're going to probably want to slow the pace of play down and keep it running and keep the ball away from the Seahawks. But the Seahawks special teams, to me, is the biggest difference, that their special teams is way better than the Patriots. Rashid Shaheed has been a huge factor in the playoffs, and since they traded for him. So punt returns, kick returns, all that stuff. So I like the Seahawks -4.5. I'm still kind of thinking it might be sort of a lower-ish scoring game. But I think the Seahawks win 7 to 10 points, something like that. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what we got. Me and Brody are both on the Seahawks. And now we got some Super Bowl prop bets. If you know what prop bets are, they're just like the little individual bets that you can bet on like basically almost anything. You know, how many receptions someone's going to get, or how many rushing yards someone's going to get, how many touchdowns someone's going to get. So we have, maybe 16, 17 prop bets here.
Yeah, I think we have 17.
All right, the first one, and me and Brody are going to go through this, and you can kind of play along with us. The length of the national anthem in seconds. So the over-under on the national anthem is 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes. What are you going to do, Brody? You think it's going to go long?
Yes. Like the last 5 times I've done this, it's been over every single time, so I'm taking over.
So I'm going to take the under this time.
And you're wrong. So
the national anthem should be
don't listen to him.
Anywhere from like a minute and a half to a minute 45 seconds.
But it's always over.
But so sometimes, the people who do it for the Super Bowl, they put a little extra flair on it and they hold the notes a little longer. So it gets up to that 120-second mark. But I got a feeling this one's going to go under. I'm going to take the under just to be different.
All right.
All right, Brody. The coin toss for the game, heads or tails?
Heads.
I'm taking heads also. I usually pick heads. I'm a heads guy. The first offensive play of the game will be a run or a pass attempt.
I'm hoping that I banked on the Patriots winning the coin tossing in the ball first, so I think it's going to be a run.
I think it's going to be a run also. I think if the Patriots get the ball, it's definitely a run.
Yeah.
And I think the Seahawks is maybe 50-50, so I'll take my chances, and I'll say run also. All right, which team will score first, Patriots or Seahawks?
I have the Patriots. I have them kicking a field goal.
Yeah,
they get the first
You think
points.
They win the coin toss, get opening drive, go down, kick a field goal?
Yes.
Well, I got the Seahawks. I just put Seahawks just for whatever reason, but I'll take the Seahawks. The first turnover of the game will be a fumble, an interception, a turnover on downs, or a missed field goal.
I have a turnover on downs.
Turnover downs, like someone's going to go for it on fourth?
I usually always pick an interception or fumble, and I kind of want to be different this year, and it's usually not that. So I'm going to go, a team goes for it on fourth down, and they don't get it.
That's actually, now that I think about it, I chose fumble, because I think there's just always like some nerves and stuff like that, and guys usually, this always seems like there's a fumble early on somehow. But it really could be turnover down. This is the one year where more coaches have gone for it on fourth down than maybe any other year before. So, if someone gets to about midfield, they're probably going to try to go for it on fourth down, and they may not get it. So turnover on downs actually might be the best play.
Mm-hmm. Especially now that I like to kick off. Like, a team's basically start at like the 40.
Yeah.
So if they get 10 yards, they're already in.
Yeah.
And
it seems like once they get like right there at midfield, it's fourth down territory.
Yeah.
All right, which team will commit the first accepted penalty, the Patriots or the Seahawks?
I have the Patriots. I'm telling you, I'm banking on them getting the ball first.
Yeah.
I think it's like a holding or something, and it gets accepted.
Yeah, it's usually a holding is the first one. There might be there could be a pass interference. That's also
false start.
False start. I would think the other one just because right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Nerves,
loud,
and stuff like that. So I also have the Patriots on that one. Which team will get to 10 points first? It's the Patriots, Seahawks, or neither. Maybe like a 3-0 game.
I have Seahawks.
I have Seahawks also. Which will either team score during the last 2 minutes of the first half? Yes or no?
I have a yes. It's 7-3, right? I have the Patriots kicking a field goal, and they kick a field goal, and they get to 10 points first. That's what I'm banking on.
I put yes also. All right, and then the other one here, first player to score a TD in the game.
Kenneth Walker.
I
think they just run the ball and then
I think Kenneth Walker is on, when I looked on my sports betting thing, he was the favorite. He had the best odds too.
Is? Oh, I didn't even know that. I just chose him.
I'm going to pick A.J. Barner, the Seattle tight end.
Okay, it's usually a running back or a tight end. I swear it's always a tight end.
Yeah. So I'm going to go tight end, A.J. Barner. He's got 6 touchdowns on the season. He hasn't scored any touchdowns in the playoffs. He does have some catches, So that I'm thinking maybe he might be due for a TD in this one. All right, total number of players to attempt a pass. So this is how many people will actually throw the ball. So is it over 2.5 or under 2.5? So we know that each quarterback will attempt to pass, so that's 1 and 2. But will one more person attempt to pass?
I have over. I think either maybe one of the quarterbacks get hurt and the backup comes in, or they do some sort of trick play and one of the players throw it.
Absolutely, Brody. I'm taking the over 2.5 pass attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Who will have more passing yards, Drake May, Sam Darnold, or a backup quarterback?
Sam Darnold. Drake May is not getting much passing yards on the Seahawks defense.
Yeah, I got Sam Darnold also. That one seems like an easy one. Drake May hasn't been passing the ball all that well lately, and he does run the ball a little bit too.
A little bit.
Okay, who will have more rushing yards? Ramondre Stevenson, Kenneth Walker III, or someone else?
The Patriots are a really good running defense, but we have watched the Seahawks team. I've watched it a lot. They are really good against the run, so I'm gonna go Kenneth Walker on this one. And Kenneth Walker has been playing amazing in the playoffs. He's been playing really good.
Yeah, I heard that some people think that the other running back for the Patriots may end up getting more rushing yards than Ramondre Stevenson.
In the regular season, they played him more, Dravion Henderson.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, it's like 70-30, like Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah. So maybe.
I got Kenneth Walker also to get more rushing yards. Who will have the most receiving yards? We got Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Cooper Kupp, or somebody else.
Okay. This is the one I was talking about. I don't want to be so basic. I don't want to choose the best player, but when I'm thinking about it, it just makes the most sense to me. So I have to go Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't think the Patriots are going to pass it for that much.
It seems like that Jackson Smith could get the most receiving yards in the game on 2 receptions.
Yes.
You know?
But Rashid, he could, the fast guy.
Yeah, that's true.
He could get a bomb and gets 80 yards on one play.
Absolutely. So we both have JSN on that one. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. What color will the liquid poured on the winning head coach be? What color is going to be the Gatorade? We got lime green, yellow, the traditional, watercolor, clear, red or pink, blue, orange, or purple.
I've heard a theory. I've heard a theory that it's always like the color of the team, but I'm not going with that. It hasn't been the classic one, but I'm going back to classic. I think it's going to be lime green because the Seahawks have that lime green little in their colors. Yeah, I think it's lime green.
I think I picked blue. Feels like blue is one of the most popular ones. Blue is one of my favorite ones. So I'll go blue. Either that, I was thinking water, but let's go blue.
It's been water a couple times.
Yeah,
it's kind of boring.
I think sometimes they have one just with water for dumping on the head coach.
Yeah.
So they just dump water on him, not sticky Gatorade. Yeah. You know. Okay. Will either team score during the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter? Yes or no?
It's not going to be close, so no.
I put no also. I think that
we have like the same picks almost.
Yeah, well, we both picked the Seahawks too.
Yeah.
So. All right, who will win the game? Patriots or Seahawks? We both have the Seahawks. Will the combined total points of the game be over or under 46.5?
Everyone says I'd have picked it over, so you kind of root for like touchdowns.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. I think it's going to be under.
I got the under also, under 46.5. As I said, I think it's going to be a lower scoring-ish game. I think the average NFL game is around 47.5, 48 points per game. So this is kind of about right there, but I think it'll kind of be under. Sometimes these Super Bowls start out a little slow. A lot of times it might be 3-0 at the end of the first quarter or something like that. So I'll take the under 46.5. But it is definitely more fun to bet the over.
Yeah.
Because every time someone scores, you're super happy. When you bet the under and every time someone scores, you're like, God dang it. Like, oh no.
Like you want to be happy, but you don't want to be happy at the same time.
All right. The MVP winner will be Drake May, Sam Darnold, or any other player.
All right. It's either going to be Sam Darnold or Jackson, I think. And the last time I've seen a quarterback not win it is never, so I'm going Sam Darnold.
I'm taking any other player. I actually think this could end up being like a Seahawks defensive player.
Yeah, if he gets like 2 interceptions or like...
it's happened many times before.
Interception, forced fumble maybe.
Yeah.
I can see it happening.
So I'll take any other player, and that is the last prop bet that we have. So you can also kind of find this sheet over at covers.com. It's the Super Bowl party prop betting sheet. And we didn't do the halftime show stuff because I don't care
there's
about
something
that.
about halftime shows. If
Yeah,
you like
but
that.
most of the ones we did, you can find that over there if you want to play along. All right, that's it. We're both on the Seahawks -4.5, and we'll catch you back. And we'll probably do after this. We'll probably do whenever Brody's just here. I won't do sports episodes by myself. I'll just wait for Brody to come back.
What are we talking about?
We'll do college basketball, and we'll start with the start of baseball season.
It's almost March Madness.
Exactly. So we got to get ready for March Madness, and we got to do our picks like we did last year, first round, second round picks, all that stuff. So when next time Brody comes back, we'll be talking probably some college basketball and spring training baseball.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brody. Say bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. We'll check on the flip side.
All right.